All right, so we got everybody back.
Ann, can you hear us now? Stand by a second, Mayor. I'm going to have Ann leave the meeting and come back in.
All right, perfect. I think we lost Reardon too, unless he's on a different page.
You were muted when you spoke to her, Jim. You were muted when you spoke to her.
Okay, I'm texting her now.
Oh, there's Mike.
Ann, can you hear us now?
You're still muted.
Ann, can you hear us now? All right, I'm going to have her come down here to my office and she could just sit in the meeting with me.
Technical difficulties.
You know, sign of the times.
I can't imagine being a school teacher through this.
Oh, I'm so glad I'm retired.
Me too.
I would tell you, my kids are really resilient and they help me with most of the technical difficulties. They're like, hey, Mr. Sayer, try this, or did you know you could do that? So they're excellent at making it work.
Thank
Yeah.
you. I just want to say thank you.
Oh, no problem.
Okay, Mayor, I have the clerk with me. We're ready to start when you are.
All right, perfect. Let's resume our meeting. I guess, do we need to make a motion to resume?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right,
And
perfect.
Mayor, do you want a summary of what took place in the executive session?
Yes, sir.
In executive session, mayor and city council discussed certain personnel matters, specifically dealing with appointments of persons to city committees. Additional information on this matter will be made available this evening when the appointments are actually made in the public session. That is it, sir.
Perfect. Thank you very much. All right, so we need approval of January 6th council meeting minutes. Can we have a motion and second?
So moved.
Second.
Any questions or comments? Seeing none, can we have roll call?
You,
Yes.
Lettieri,
Yes.
Haney,
Yes.
Delucry,
Yes.
Kane, is he absent?
Councilman Kane's not
Kane.
here.
Reardon,
Yes.
Mayor Spira,
Yes.
motion carried.
We have approval of payroll requisition lists and operating expenses. Can we have a motion and second?
So moved.
Second.
Any questions or comments? Seeing none, can we have roll call?
You,
Oh, Roadrunner's here.
you,
Yes.
Lettieri,
Yes.
Haney,
Yes.
Delucry,
Yes.
Reardon,
Yes.
Mayor Spira,
Yes.
motion carried.
All right, so we have our public comments. So the first open is for agenda items only. If you'd like to be recognized to speak about any of the agenda items, please signal to our city manager and he will recognize you.
I see none, Mayor.
All right, perfect. At this time, we're going to close public comments and get into our regular agenda. All right, so we have ordinance number 1 of 2020, which is a public hearing and adoption. And this is for the removal of a handicap parking space in front of 216 3rd Street South. We have, I guess, a motion and second.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
At this time, we'll open it up for public hearing. If anyone from the public wishes to be heard on this matter, please signal to the city manager and he will recognize you.
I see no one, Mayor.
All right. At this time, then, we'll close the public hearing. Are there any council comments? Seeing none, can we have roll call?
View,
Yes.
Lettieri,
Yes.
Haney,
Yes.
Delucry,
Yes.
Reardon,
Yes.
Mayor Sierra,
Yes.
motion carried.
We have
Okay.
Resolution 2021, which is a resolution adapting, 2021-21, a resolution adopting the cash management plan of the city of Brigantine. We have a motion and second.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Any questions or comments from council? Seeing none, can we have roll call?
View,
Yes.
Lettieri,
Yes.
Haney,
Yes.
Delucry,
Yes.
Reardon,
Yes.
Mayor Sierra,
Yes.
motion carried.
Resolution 2021-22, and this is an appropriation reserve transfer. We have a motion and second.
So moved.
Second.
Any questions or comments from council? Seeing none, can we have roll call?
View,
Yes.
Lettieri,
Yes.
Haney,
Yes.
Delucry,
Yes.
Reardon,
Yes.
Mayor Sierra,
Yes.
motion carried.
Resolution 2021-23, and this is a resolution authorizing the tax assessor as the agent in adjustment appeals to reduce assessments. We have a motion and second.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Any questions or comments from council? Seeing none, can we have roll call?
View,
Yes.
Lettieri,
Yes.
Haney,
Yes.
Delucry,
Yes.
Reardon,
Yes.
Mayor Sierra,
Yes.
motion carried.
All right, so next up, we're going to have our voice resolutions for the 2021 committee members. So our first committee is going to be the Recreation Commission, and this is for a one-year term and the following 13 members. Paula Malfitano. I'd like to, I guess, is there a motion and second for this? Paula Malfitano, Mike Stinson, Frank Burbidge, John Johnson, Ed Fitzgerald, Paul Kabala, Dennis Haney, Karen Bew, Guy Papora, Paul Danaher, Tom Rapici, Lauren Duran, Bill Hoffman Jr., John Ferret Jr., Jim Mogan is the advisor, and Joe Urbanis as an honorary member. Is there a motion and second?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Next up, we have our golf course committee for 2020. And I guess Deputy Mayor Bew, if you'd like to announce your members.
Okay, we have two reappointments this year. Steve Dove and Ray Mott are back in for another 2-year term. Joining myself as chairperson, Neil Kane will be our city council member. John Savini, Steve Dove, Scott Rote, Nancy Duran, Rich Herbine, Mike Lang Jr., Ray Mott, and Bruce Hunt.
That's right. A motion. Is there a second?
Second.
All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Next, we have our Clean Communities members for 2021, all serving one-year term. We have Joe Campitelli, Charlie Miller, John Doring, Frank DeAngelis, Vince Sarah, Dennis Haney, Armin Baglion, Will Barnish, Guido Bagliani, Ann Phillips, Jerry Calley, Jim Calley, Khalid Islam, and our junior members, Megan and Aaron Baldwin. Have a motion and second?
So moved.
Second.
Lettieri seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Our Municipal Alliance for 2021, one-year term. We have Paul Robinson, Andy Grossman, John DiMatteo, Irene Brodsky, Alice Hopf, Joanne Guglielmo, Paul Lettieri, Ann Phelps, Andrew Simpson Jr., Rosie Culleney, John Scotland, John Gans, Dawn Jones. Is there a motion and second?
So
Make
moved.
that motion. Second. Third.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Next, we have our Cultural Arts Commission for 2021. This is all one-year terms. We have Mary DeMarco, Pamela Carchidi, Joanne Mills, Marie St. Clair, Grace Franzio, Jane Ann Hart, Robert Kearns, Linda Congemi, Joanne DeMayo, Mike Reardon, Pat Orchard, Kathy Simmons, Leah Holcomb, and Maria Matthews. We have a motion and second.
So moved. Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Next, we have our Economic Development and Tourism Committee for 2021. And then Councilman Mike Reardon, if you could let us know who the appointments are for that.
Sure. Of course, Mayor Vincera, Jack Kelly, Ken Schaefer is the new Chamber of Commerce President, Paul Busco, Paul Tomlin, Linda Camerata, Bill Hannon, Angela Reynolds, John Burns, Tommy LaPere, and Linda Neese.
All right, so we had a motion for those members. Is there a second?
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Our Beach Committee members for 2021, all serving one-year terms. We have Paul Lettieri, Rick Delucry, Christina Perry, Tony Saxby, Andy Grossman, Frank DeAngelis, Dar Sadler, Jay Ferreira, Joe Guglielmo, Ryan Hurst, Murray Rosenberg, Fran Chambers, Danielle Smith, and Angela Lang Brandisi. And then our ex officiato members, Public Works, John Doring, Police, Bill Hoffman, Fire Department, Tim Daly, Beach Patrol, Fran Messino. Can we have a motion and second?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Up next, we have our Green Team for 2021, and our Deputy Mayor Bew, if you could introduce those members.
All right, we have 15 voting members and 5 alternates. We have Jeanette Kessler as the chairperson, John Doring is our ex officio member, myself, Karen Geller, Donna Pekarsky, Fran Pullen, Sharon Lavinson, Janet Lieberman, John Adrizzo, Shirley Morgan, Judy Starkey, Joanne Milnes, Bob Shaley, Joe Campitelli, Dave Rowntree, and John Butler. And our alternate members are Denise Hakinson, Barbara McGuire, Len Lavinson, Bob Galbraith, and Winnie Galbraith.
So we had a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Perfect. I'd like to congratulate all of our newly appointed committee members as well as our returning members, and to thank all of you for your service to our city. We have, Jim, nothing on the consent agenda for this week?
No, sir, nothing on the meeting, or nothing on the agenda.
Perfect. All right, so we have our council manager committee discussions. Jim, anything for us?
Just keep it brief, Mayor. The gas company is winding up their projects. We're going to continue to ask everybody to keep their eyes out for traffic pattern changes. Also, do not get upset if they don't come back right away the next day and take the asphalt out of your sidewalk. Those are strictly temporary patches. The restoration crews will be rolling out once they're completely finished. And finally, a reminder for everybody about the Atlantic City Electric project. They will be in and out of Brigantine Boulevard So expect some pattern changes and some traffic delays during the working hours. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you very much. Let's go to our first ward update from our Deputy Mayor, Karen Bew.
All right, golf course, I understand, has been doing very well with the sunny weather. A lot of golfers are out enjoying the fresh air. And then our first farmers market is scheduled for Saturday, May 29th at the community school parking lot again, as it was last year. The committee is eagerly working to get started on their new season. Applications for our vendors can be found on the city website and also on the Green Team's Facebook page. That's something new this year, that on the city website. It's up and running. It looks great. And also start saving your K-Cups. 2 years ago, we did a collection for K-Cups. They recycle them, and we can get points for our sustainable jersey certification. And we will have a spot to drop them off this year at the farmers market as well. Everything is moving along nicely, and everybody stay well, stay safe. And thank you to all the volunteers who are working with our various committees and boards and commissions.
Thank you. Let's go to a second ward, Councilman Paul Lettieri.
Yeah, I'd like to take this opportunity to thank the new appointees to the different committees. I myself moved from the Recreation to the Beach Committee. I'm looking forward to it. As far as traffic down the north end, they started again. What they are doing now is removing the asphalt patches. So I know on 14th, 13th, and 12th Street, they've already poured the new sidewalks. So that's being done now as we speak. So look forward to seeing your street blocked off. You may pull into a street, try to make a left-hand turn, and there's a barricade. So be real careful. That's it.
Perfect. Thank you. Let's go to the third ward, Councilman Dennis Haney.
Well, it's pretty quiet in the third ward, nothing major to report. I'd just like to say that I also congratulate everybody, especially all our newcomers. And I want to wish the best of peace and prosperity to our nation and all our fine Americans moving forward. Today was Inauguration Day, so let's just hope that everything goes as well as possible regarding the love of our country. Also, I'd just like to say that on the Jim Bennett, our city manager, just mentioned the work going on the boulevard, and that's good to see. I was saw that yesterday, and at some point in time they'll get that done. I guess we're going to have some snags and traffic problems here and there, but all for the better. And then just following on a little lighthearted note of sorts, some ways back I spoke of the novel 1984 by George Orwell and Big Brother regarding some I'll just call them strange goings on within our state, and some things that I thought were a little bit over the top, coming down from the top of the government. And a couple of my fellow members just sent a couple texts and laughing it up a little bit. But George Orwell, 1984, that book, just wanted to say that it became top seller on Amazon just a short while ago. And I'm going to stop right there. So thank you.
Oh, perfect. Thank you very much. Let's go to our fourth ward, Councilman Rick Delucry. Rick, you're muted.
You're muted.
I think Mike might have done that on purpose to you, but
we share a delight in listening to one another. Mayor, thank you. And thank you, Dennis, for the literary update. And also for pointing out that today was the inauguration. I was not aware. Was that in the news? I have nothing to add beyond the congratulations, of course, to all the committee members, and thanks for the work that they do. But also to recommend that if you get a chance, listen again to the prayer that Karen led off our meeting with. That, I think, succinctly says where we are and what we need to do as elected officials and as citizens at this point in our nation's history. Thank you.
Thanks, Rick.
Very well.
Councilman at large, Mike Reardon.
Thank you, Mayor. I just want to say thank you for our few guests that we have on here today for tuning in. And congratulations to all the new committee members and members that are still on staying aboard. really, it's what it's all about, is people stepping up, getting involved, volunteering. It's what makes our community great. So I'm really thankful and appreciative of that. And now, speaking about volunteerism and making this community great, I see we have Tricia Crosgrove here on the call today on Zoom. And Tricia, as everybody knows, is the backbone of the Polar Bear Plunge. She really puts a lot of time in planning and organizing and getting the shirts and hoodies together. She's turning her light off there. But Trish, can you give us an update, if you don't mind, about how much we collected and this year's plunge? And once again, thank you from myself, and I'm sure everybody here on the call today.
Unmute. Okay. Thank you, everyone, for inviting me to speak tonight. I just wanted to let you know, after a diligent day of working on the numbers, we had an opportunity to present to Fisher House $70,000, which is the same number we did last year when we had the plunge. So once again, Brigantine stepped up and was able to, for the COVID plunge, give us something to donate to Fisher House. So we're very appreciative of everybody's efforts, and hopefully we're looking forward to reschedule sometime in 2021 when the COVID restrictions are lifted. So thank you again for everyone's help, the city, the public works, etc. We had a banner year, even without having a plunge. And it was a fun day for the other groups. I think people took advantage of small street plunges all along the coast. So it was nice. I enjoyed it too. So thank you.
Thanks, Trish. That's phenomenal to see that $70,000 on a year where we really just didn't have anybody jumping in except a few groups on the beach. That's phenomenal. So
Yeah.
thanks. And
Thank you.
yeah, so that's and we're sorry about your mom passing away there recently also. And,
Well, thank you. Now you know why you can't call me Pat, because that was Pat.
right. All right. Well,
Thank
that's
you.
all I
Thank you
got.
for your
Thanks.
condolences.
Thanks
right.
very much. Thank you, Trish. Thank you, everybody. Bye.
Thank you. Yeah, I would say that Brigantine is absolutely amazing. The resiliency of our community and the adaptability in the face of any challenge that comes up is truly remarkable. You know, even with, the plunge and the amount of people who still donated and still supported the event, and even to the point of people breaking up into small groups and spreading out across the island, I think just really shows a decency and common respect for one another that, really you don't often see a lot of places, and it's something very special and very unique to everyone here on the island. I think 2021 is going to be a great year for us here in this country. I know today was a big turning point in the nation. I know anytime you have the inauguration of a new president, you have new leadership coming in and new ideas coming in. And I will tell you that I'm very thankful for the people that we have here in Brigantine and our ability to work together. And I spent a lot of yesterday and today teaching my students about Dr. Martin Luther King. Last Monday was Dr. Martin Luther King Day, and one of the best ways you could ever honor what he did in our nation, what he did to bring people together, is to give back to the community, to recognize that day as a day of service. It's something I really try to teach my students. It's not just a day off, but it's a day to give back. And if you really listen to his words and listen to a lot of the quotes that, people tend to put up around this time of year, I think what was so relevant back then is still relevant for all of us to hear today. I think, Karen in her prayer, and a number of us kind of said this too, is that, really this should be about public service. Serving here and holding elected officials should be about representing people and trying to put your community in the best possible positions. And I've always believed that no matter what you disagree on, you need to find what you can agree on, even if it's something small, and start there and try to at least get some stuff done and build better relationships. So hopefully we're at a time in our country where people are willing to do that and willing to work forward. And I think our council here is a good example of that. And I look at where we've come from to where we are and the bonds that we've formed and our willingness and our ability, not just as council, but as a community, to work together no matter what the challenge is. And it's one of the greatest strengths that Brigantine has. And I hope that all of us here as community leaders can always foster that and continue that positive growth. So again, I'd like to thank everybody here, thank everybody for joining our committees, and make Brigantine the best possible island it can be. At this time, we're going to open it up for public comment. So for this public comment, you can speak on any issue you'd like. If you'd like to speak, just signal to the city manager so he can recognize you, and please make sure you state your name and address. We just have to have it up as a part of our record. So open up public comment at this time.
I don't see anybody. Sid and Charlie, how about you?
Well, again, I would like to say thank you to all of you for, you are all an inspiration, because I remember when the council, when we would watch some of the meetings, and I almost felt like crying with what was going on. And now I look at all of you together and I think you're terrific. And I think it's wonderful. And I think you are what makes Brigantine the way it is. And we're very, very lucky to live here, and we're very lucky to have you. And please stay well, be healthy.
Absolutely. Thank you, guys. And
Thank you,
always
Shirley.
appreciate you guys being here and your kind words.
Hey, Mayor, nobody else is trying to get our attention.
All right, at this time, we'll close public comment. Are there any final council comments? All right, seeing none, can we have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, well, that concludes our January 20th council meeting. Thank you all for joining us. And as I said, we look forward to a great 2021 and look forward to seeing you guys in a couple weeks. Bye, everybody.